So I really did plan to make this video, and finally it is here. So the big question is, what actually made MSI Claw better than the ROG Ally? Well, I've made it no secret that I'm really obsessed with the recent handheld gaming revival. The idea of a portable device running Windows with enough power to comfortably game is near perfect. Yet the execution can leave a bit to be desired. Well, you can go and watch a video that I made about a Steam Deck and the ROG Ally here in the link. In the rapidly growing niche of handheld gaming PCs, there are currently three real standouts. We have the Valve Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, and of course the ROG Ally. Keen to get itself included as part of this lineup, MSI has released its own take on a handheld PC, the MSI Claw. Well, it is already been getting quite a bit of attention, but how will the Claw compare to the tried and tested ASUS ROG Ally? Well, I'll be talking about their build quality, specs, battery life and all that. Well, before I talk about the build quality, I would like to throw light on the specs and compare them. So for the specs overview, the processor for MSI Claw, we have Intel Core Ultra 7, 155H Ultra 5 127U, and the ASUS Ally, we got the AMD Ryzen Z1 and the Z1 Extreme. And for the RAM, they are 16GB each, and the display, we got a 7-inch 1080p resolution at 120Hz for the MSI Claw, and the same thing for the ASUS ROG Ally. And also for the storage, we have 512GB and the 1TB for the MSI Claw, and then for ASUS Ally we got a 512GB SSD. And then for the ports, we have Thunderbolt 4, micro SD card reader, and an audio jack. But for the ROG Ally, we only get Thunderbolt 4 and audio jack. We don't have any micro SD card reader. And also for the battery, the MSI Claw, we have 53 watts per hour, and then with the ROG Ally we have 40 watts per hour. And the Wi-Fi, we have the 7, and then with the ASUS Ally we have the 6E. And the size of the MSI Claw, we have 11.6 inches by 4.6 inches by 0.85 inches, and then that of the ASUS Ally, we also have 11.02 inches by 4.37 inches by 0.83 to 1.28 inches. So, well, we know that there have been a ton of devices with much good specs and still sucks at the build quality, which makes it look trash in every way, especially if it's expensive. Having the above specs leads us to the processing power and performance. The ROG Ally is equipped with an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme with 8 cores and 16 threads processor paired with 16GB RAM, offering impressive optimization and then raw performance for demanding games. The MSI Claw, on the other hand, takes different approach by utilizing Intel's new Core Ultra 5 and the Core Ultra 7 processor with an integrated graphics. While Intel's graphics capabilities have yet to be benchmarked against the AMD's offered, the MSI Claw shows promise for delivering exceptional gaming performance. You see, the integration of these Intel also grants the Claw access to the Thunderbolt 4, expanding its potential for external graphics and display options. Both devices run Windows 11 operating system natively, giving you access to the Xbox and PC gaming ecosystem, including Xbox Game Pass and an Epic Game Store, whilst also being able to act as entry-level desktop replacement when docked to an external monitor. Speaking of build quality, the MSI Claw battery is holding 6-cell 53 watt per hour battery life, well, compared to ASUS Ally, which is only 4 watts per hour, and then MSI also nailed with 65 watts charger, fast charge capable, letting you have more time gaming unplugged compared to the Ally. When choosing between the MSI Claw and ASUS ROG Ally, battery life is a crucial factor to consider. The MSI Claw boasts a larger battery capacity of 53 watts per hour, and then the MSI boldly claims that its power lasts 50% longer than the market average. Well, however, this is a bit of general lack of trust in the Intels when it comes to battery efficiency. And if you're spending more time gaming, then how quality is the display over the ASUS Ally? You see, the display is a crucial aspect of any gaming devices, and the MSI Claw and the ASUS ROG deliver impressive visual experience. Both devices support 70-inch Full HD LCD panel with 120Hz refresh rates, providing smooth and immersive gameplay. While in comparison, the ASUS ROG Ally takes a slight lead with its brighter screen and higher contrast, offering more vibrant visuals. However, MSI's leverage of Hall effect triggers and joysticks might mean you get enhanced microscopic precision. It's an age-old tale of Intel versus AMD, and depending on the time and place, either can come on top. In this instance, we are seeing the AMD Ryzen Z1 and Z1 Extreme in the Ally going to the toe with the Intel Core Ultra 5 and Intel Core Ultra 7 in the Claw. You see, both companies do excel in their own ways, but AMD has been on the top in gaming for a long time now. Also, the MSI Claw has wider eGPU support. ROG Ally had issues with their display performance, making them less powerful gaming machines around. ASUS looked to fix this issue with an optional XG mobile interface, which is even more expensive than the handheld itself and can only be used at home at a desk, making it a niche within a niche. You understand what I'm trying to say? MSI learned from ASUS' early mistakes with the ROG Ally and has opted instead for a Thunderbolt 4 interface with the MSI Claw, which essentially allows it to hook up to a much wider variety of eGPU solutions, many of which are cheaper than the ASUS XG mobile system. So if you foresee the need to hook up an eGPU to play truly top-end AAA games at high frame rates, the MSI Claw seems the better option. Well, speaking of build quality, about the battery and the display brings us back to the battery life. You see, of course, performance varies depending on the game, with less demanding indie games lasting a little longer on the handheld, but it doesn't help if you want to dive into something like Starfield or Cyberpunk 2077. The good news is that the MSI Claw has much larger 53 watts per hour battery that should hopefully translate to a better battery life. We are not expecting huge gains here, of course, but anything longer than 90 minutes of AAA games is a win in our book. You know, the only potential issue is the 45 watts using more power than the 30 watts of the ROG Ally. The MSI Claw draws more power in use, and that could negate any potential benefits of having a larger battery. And now, their graphics. On paper, the ASUS Ally and Claw have similar displays, and the only way to know which is superior is by testing its nit and coverage of the DCI-P3 color gamut. Both feature 7-inch 920 by 1080 pixel resolution display at 120Hz, and they are also similarly advertised as having 100% sRGB coverage and 500 nits of brightness. While in our test of the Ally, it managed an average of 465 nits and covered 76.1% of the display color gamut, which is pretty close to what the company advertised. Now, the software. Software is an underrated aspect of any gaming handheld, yet it is the vital. Many of the issues faced by gaming handhelds right now, from Windows being nightmare to use on a gamepad, and of course, it is not like the MSI or ASUS can just redesign Windows with a gamepad friendly UX. So the next best thing is to have a company incorporate their own apps to make the navigation smoother. You see, in this case, Ally's Armory Crate is going up against the MSI Claw Center M. I have months of experience with the Armory Crates now, and although it is immersively useful, it has tons of little issues, and you know, it has crashed on me some time ago and suffered extremely slowdowns and sometimes freezes and all that. The MSI Claw Center M is especially exciting because it has dedicated sessions for the biggest gaming apps and platforms like Steam, EA Play, Xbox, Epic Games and all that, Battle.net and Ubisoft Connect. However, the company told me that the selection is modifiable depending on which apps you prefer. You see, the Armory Crate's game library selection is great, but I have always wished it has a dedicated menu for launching downloaded applications, as having games and launchers in the same pile is a tad bit inconvenient. Otherwise, both devices have similar software allowing macro recording and swapping between gamepad and desktop modes, alongside quick menu to access specific settings at the press of a button. And with the Claw, I also noticed that there was no auto mode for control modes, which is another plus for the Ally, as it can detect if a cursor or gamepad is needed depending on which app is in use. Alright, so now let's talk about the price. I know I had to include this in the video because it's either you know the obvious better pricing of Ally or $599 over the Claw being priced at a whopping $699. But I'm gonna be diving in on why Claw had that even knowing the price was bad. You see, the Claw is a disadvantage against the Ally with its steeper price point, but it is not so egregious that we'd instantly recommend one over the other. The base model of the Ally starts with $599 and offers an AMD Ryzen Z1 processor, while the $699 model comes with an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme. This is a bit cheaper than the Claw, which starts with $699 for an Intel Core Ultra 5 and processor with 512GB of SSD storage, and the $799 for Intel Core Ultra 7 with 1TB of SSD storage. You see, the Claw benefits from the greater SSD storage space of its higher end model, but the Ally is more affordable. If the latter ends up dominated with the AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme performance, well, the winner here is clear. And on the other hand, if Intel's Meteor Lake processors prove to be that much stronger than the AMD's offering, then it will be more than worth the price difference. Until then, the LED takes the cake thanks to its lower cost. Okay, so with the conclusion and also with the winner, you see, while the MSI Claw and ASUS Ally share a surprisingly similar look, the choice between the two could come down to brand preference, design preference, or even loyal to the processor platform. You see, when looking for a gaming handheld, these key differences can be crucial, and if expanded eGPU support and improved battery life are your concerns, then the MSI Claw could be the right choice. And however, if you are ready, availability and a more affordable price are the key, then the ASUS Ally is the best option. Well, don't forget to subscribe for more content like these. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye for now.